Hello world, my name is Ihor and this is another techno recipe. And today I'd like to focus on these instant techno grooves, something similar to what I made in this video with Basimilus, but instead of Basimilus, I'd like to have Manis Iteritas. So basically same combo, Mimetic Digitalis, Lapsus Os, and Manis Iteritas instead of Basimilus. I also have Ruina Versio over here for distortion, couple of filters, LFO, steppy, MIDI module and whatnot, and the Digitalis, which gives us clock and also serves as a mixer. I can use reverb a little bit, and there is a 909 drum kit prepared, but no patterns whatsoever. So yeah, let's do it. Let's explore what can Manis do with Mimetic and Lapsus. So, and I'd like to start with patching some really basics. So we're gonna go from Manis into the filter, from filter into another filter, and from another filter into the Ruina Versio. So let's listen if we have sound. Yes. So Manis Iteritas, based on Basimilus platform. So basically it's kind of Basimilus on steroids, but it has low pass filter on board, which is quite interesting for modulation. And also it has the envelope, which can be routed into several destinations at the same time. So basically with this bash knob, the envelope goes into opening the filter, into the smash, which is like crazy distortion, and I think even profundity. So I'm quite interested in modulating this particular knob. And the next thing I'd like to patch triggers. So I'm gonna grab output A from steppy, multiply it, and then trigger the Manis Iteritas. And also longer cable, of course. Trigger, I can basically trigger from here. Trigger Mimetic Digitalis. So let's run the clock. Let's run the clock and put a couple of triggers. Again, I'm gonna proceed just with putting a lot of triggers, similar to clock. And let's introduce a little bit of swing as well. Yeah, maybe like this, just tiny touch. And let's also fix the sound a little bit. So, nothing interesting so far, yes. But let's patch again the Mimetic and Lapsus together. So I'm gonna grab 4 outputs from Mimetic and put them into the attenuation inputs of Lapsus. So basically Lapsus in that case serves us as a proxy. Basically we can introduce the CV modulation slowly. So it's kind of a attenuator indeed. And then 4 outputs from Lapsus gonna go into. So first of all, model. I'd like to change the mode here. And then next one will go into bash, which is our envelope. And this one is bipolar and it introduces different kinds of envelopes if you go to the left or to the right. So that's gonna be quite interesting for modulation indeed. And then we can modulate the depth or profundity and the saw modulation. So basically this one. Maybe later we can switch to smash as well. So let's go into Mimetic and reset all the tracks. So I'm gonna select all 4 tracks and then click reset and let's listen. Yes, and right now if I go and click load shred, that's gonna generate random CV values for all these 16 steps, and you can see that the LEDs are flashing with different brightness, which means that they sent a different amount of CV into these modulations. But right now on the Lapsus we have everything, like all the faders at down position, which is basically multiplies it by 0 and doesn't send any modulation further. But the moment we start introducing this, so it changes the models right now. And let's maybe change the bash as well. We can be gentle on bass because if you go like all the way here, it distorts quite a lot. So what I would like to do is to go into negative territory a little bit and then introduce it, because this one, so this knob serves as offset basically, so but whatever comes from here will be added to this value. So if I go a little bit to the negative territory and then introduce this, we sometimes gonna go over unity, which is gonna be like introducing an envelope, and also have a different kind of envelope on the negative territory a little bit. So yeah, then we can modulate the depth. So yes. So there is some rhythm to it already. And then we can modulate the saw modulation. This one can dramatically change the sound again. And now a little distortion. Maybe we can emphasize the low end here. And add some doom. Doom always brings us to a stereo territory. Look. It's just like, we didn't do anything complicated. I mean, patch is a little bit kind of advanced, but it plays itself. Let's save this one into the first thing and try it with the kick drum, because with the kick drum things go into a different perspective. So we have this 909 kick drum. Let's overdrive it as I would usually do this. Make it a tiny touch shorter with an amp envelope. 4 on the floor. Then let's go into the compressor and make it as a limiter. So basically, tiny attack, a little release, no side chain filter, full ratio, no makeup gain, fully compressed signal, and then threshold. Yeah. And maybe we can add a little reverb as always. I love reverbs. So I can go and create it kind of a dark one, longer decay, no shelf, and then let's go into the mixer. Yeah, kind of glues the sound together. And let's experiment with some knobs over here. We can go, for example, introduce bash. That can be really good for performance purpose. Basically distorts sound significantly, or offset sawtooth modulation. Or open up the filter a little bit. So playing with decay I think will be also a good idea. So basically, what can we do right now? I can grab another output from the Lapsus. So it's basically going to be a duplicate of a fourth track, which goes into the saw modulation, and put it into the envelope. Listen to that. I don't even want to regenerate the patch over here, but let's try it, because that's the fun part. I can save this one into the first one and then hit load, shred, go all the way down with all these guys, and let's listen to this. So Maybe we can go one octave up. And then let's introduce a little bash, so it plays with an envelope a little bit. So routes it into the filter and distortion and stuff. Now we go with deep. This one is kind of a chorus effect. It detunes a little bit, it's kind of detuned chorus. Not quite audible, but there is some change to it. And now envelope with saw modulation. You know, maybe what we can do is to go with an envelope into this one and a saw modulation here. What if we go octave down? Again, distortion, filter envelope, or filter cutoff. And now let's use the hi-hat. Yeah. What if we right now do a similar thing that we did last time with Basimilus and introduce not 16 steps, but rather, why do I always need a longer cable here? But rather we can introduce like different kind of a groovy thing. So let's start with removing the tricks where the kick drum is, and then maybe just removing a couple of other tricks. So and we are going to reset Mimetic with track B. So I'm going to set one trigger at the beginning of the bar. So that means that every 16 steps or whenever bar starts, it's going to reset and send Mimetic to its 0 position. So yeah, let's listen to this. And sequence is this one. This is dry signal. Let's try to regenerate it. So we're gonna save this one into the track 2. So hi-hat is extremely loud. Yeah, sorry for that. So load shred. Phaser. So there is that. And another thing which we can do right now, I can again release this first channel because we always keep it at the high kind of attenuation, so it doesn't really need the attenuation. But instead, what we can do is, again, we can patch these guys into, for example, into the low pass filter together with Smash, which is gonna both open the filter up and open the Smash as well. So let's regenerate stuff again and listen to this. So imagine we have this groove, maybe like this. No, let's have it low. And then we can move this fader up and open up both the filter cutoff and the smash, which is distortion. That can be used as a performance tool. Let's regenerate again. I think it switches 2 octaves, not just 1. Maybe we can modulate the phaser just slowly and a little bit with FM1. So we always get some kind of variety going on. Let's put more trick. Regenerate. Attenuate stuff a little bit. Multi-distortion on Polaris. Interesting thing I found out with this Ruina Versio here. So basically, if you go fully wet into the distortion, so what happens is that right now I'm using this multi-band distortion with a little bit of drive. So this is the multi-band, which is right now focused on the low end. It can be focused on high end as well. But if you focus it on low end, introduce a little bit of like the doom, then going fully into the wet distortion, it's gonna play like it has the low pass filter actually. So, and then if you go back to original signal, it releases high end as well. So it can be used as an interesting thing actually. So we can modulate that, I guess. But that's gonna modulate it fully. Let's just listen to it. It's nice. Anyways. Yo, sorry. I think that's pretty much for this video. So Manis can create amazing loops for industrial techno and have some madness to it as well. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I appreciate you. Have fun. That wasn't the have fun I anticipated to make, but anyways, you do have fun, please. Yeah, maybe like that. Let's remove this modulation here and go modulate something else. Maybe we can modulate angle instead. or we can modulate regen, which is phaser, stereo phase. This is dry Manis with distortion.